Hello and welcome to Elizabeth's Craft Room. Today I'm going to share the thing that jumped out the most to me out of the Spring Summer catalogue, and that's these cute little hexagon boxes. I just looked at those and thought, how do you make those? I want to make those at once. And then when I saw them in real life and realised that they were actually a really good size as well, not tiny weeny little hexagons, but actually a good little gift box size. So how you make them is with a die, so it makes it super easy, and this beautiful matching stamp set. And I have to say, I have used this over and over again on cards as well. I think it's a very, very versatile stamp set. So you can make boxes this size, and you can also make, ooh, look at this one, can hardly get under the camera, a great big long box, which I figured out some measurements for that. And if you buy one of these from me, if you buy this from my online store, drop me a note and I will email you the measurements for this box, showing you how to do that. And there we go, there's the lid coming off as well, sits in really snugly. So they're all good. I'm just going to show you how to put together, how to make up as the simple box. It's got all sorts of little extras that you can do as well. So let's start off with the straightforward box. So you need one piece of cardstock to make this. So if you've got A4, it's going to be one sheet of A4 cut in half. And if you're on imperial measurements, just the same. And then we're going to take the main die out of this pack, and you can see we've got lots in there. I'm going to take this main die out, lay that down and cut out, and you need two of these. So this is my second one. I have done one already. And the first thing I'm going to do is to give you an idea of how this goes together and why that's important. How this is actually going together is going to be like that. So you've got the bottom, three sides, and the top. Now the reason that that is actually important is we need to do any stamping before we assemble it, but if we're using stamps that have got different hearts and things on them, that there's a right way up and a wrong way up, you need to be sure you're stamping them the right way up. And that's definitely an ask me how I know, because my sample that I did for our class, our regular class, was wrong. So it's much easier for me to keep this little template and to remind myself how to do it. So we'll go ahead. So this is going to be our top, and this is going to be our bottom, and we're going to actually follow along with my template so that we don't get it wrong. So I'm going to start off with the top of the box. So this is Thanks for Being a Friend. I'm going to do all hearts, and we're going to do this in real red. So I will ink up the Thanks for Being a Friend. And it's a really good sized greeting on here as well. So that's really nice, very nice and bold. And then we're going to ink up and stamp our little hearts. Now this is where we start paying attention. So that one, those hearts need to be upside down compared to the bottom. So I have put an arrow, so I know I've got downward facing arrows there, upside down. I'm going to stamp those. 1, 2. I've just re-inked my real red and I have over-inked it. Now that is annoying. I can see those are coming out a little bit blodgy, and they certainly shouldn't be. If you do that, one thing you can do, I've just wiped that off a little bit, which is a waste of ink, but what you can do is you can keep your ink pad the other way up than you would normally keep it, and the ink will then go to the other side of the pad, and you might be able to get away then with not wasting ink as I've just done there. So here we go. I'm going to have the arrow pointing in this direction now, because this is the bottom. There we go. Now, if it's worrying you, use the little flowers, because you don't need to worry about which way up those are. They will just be fine. So those are our base pieces. I'm also, while I'm stamping, actually going to stamp a little tiny square with a Made with Love on it. There we go, and that's just going to be a little embellishment for the front of the box. Right, we're ready to assemble. So the first thing I'm going to do is to reinforce the score lines. Now there are two pieces, actually, before I do that, there are two pieces that I'm going to cut off. And they are on one of the sides, so I'm doing it on the bottom. I'm cutting off two little flaps from the edge. So you need them on one piece but not on the other. That's because they're going to stick together as the box goes together, so they're actually going to stick like that. So you don't need those bits. And then just go ahead and fold all those score lines and reinforce them with a bone folder. And you've got quite a few to do. You need to do that on both boxes, so I just go ahead and speed that up for you. Okay, so those are all done. Now we're actually going to start putting our box together. So I'm going to use Tombow glue here. You can use tear and tape if you prefer that. My glue started, here we go. I like Tombow glue because you've got some kind of wiggle room, so you can make sure you've got that bit completely lined up before you press it down. But it's entirely up to you, whichever adhesive you prefer. And then I'm going to put a little line down there. And I'm going to do, oh, haven't folded that one. I'm going to do the bottom of the box. There's different ways to do this. Some people say start from the bottom and then go up, but you know, I found it doesn't really make very much difference. So I'm just putting Tombow glue on all of those tabs around. So you've got 3 tabs there, and you've got 2 tabs on the bottom on the other piece, and then I'm just going to close that up. Just hold that in place. I probably need to turn it over so I can then press down inside. And I find that that's the easiest way to put the box together. Some people say, as I say, go from the bottom up, but I find that works really well. And then the lid just slots in, so it just folds in and holds itself down. It's a really clever design. So again, you've got the little tabs here just work together to just hold it in. Now, of course, you can put a ribbon around the top if you want to, but I'm going to add some other little pieces here. We'll start off with some bling, because you can never have too much bling. So I'm going to put, ooh. Let's do my bling flat, shall we? There we go. And I've got this little element here that we stamped earlier. Just a little made with love. Excuse me, I don't know if you heard that on the camera, but that is my tummy grumbling and saying go and eat some food. Apologies if you heard that. I think it must be lunchtime. Right, okay, so I'm just going to put some ribbon around the edge, and I'm using the satin, the red satin ribbon. That's in the big catalogue, and I'm going to adhere that with some snail. I find that is the best adhesive for ribbon. Now what I want to do is to join it at the front, because then I'm going to hide it with that little made with love piece. So let's pop that around. And because it's snail, we can reposition it if we don't get it straight the first time. That looks good. And then you're just going to put some Tomo on the back of that little panel there, and then just hide the join on the front there. And there we go. I think we'll just have a little bow on the top as well to finish it off. So again, little red satin bow there. And I'll attach that with a glue dot. Just on the top of the box there. Let's trim that a little bit more. So really cute little boxes. You can then of course go for it and really jazz them up and decorate them. This one's made with designer paper, so you can make them with paper, but as you can see I've actually reinforced both the lid and the base there. The other thing that you can do, which I've done on the lid of this one, is you can die cut. So using these dies, that come in the box, you can actually die cut the lid and the sides. Now, and you see we've got candles and flowers and little dots. Again, that exact same thing that I showed you earlier about which way up pieces go is important when you're doing this. So you can actually make some really effective projects with this. You can even make cards. So here I've actually cut out of the Whisper White that aperture and then put some designer paper behind to get that really pretty look. And the happy birthday, let me show you there on a box as well. It's graduated so that when it stamps in a graduated way. And this is some of the free ribbon you can get during celebration. We've got gold and silver. So lots and lots of goodies in there. I highly recommend it. It's another one that I really love. Sometimes you see something and think, I'm not really sure whether that's going to work, but I was absolutely convinced by this. There's that happy birthday again. I was absolutely convinced by this when I saw it, and I haven't been disappointed. It's been so much fun to use and to stamp with as well. So thanks for visiting Elizabeth's Craft Room today. I hope you like the look of the window shopping and window box dies, and I look forward to welcoming you back again soon.